Hey everyone, my name is Colin Humphrey, and today I'm taking a look at the Darkside practice pad by OffWorld Percussion. One of the first things I want to say about this pad and OffWorld in general is that we had a great customer service experience. We reached out, they got us the pricing super quickly, we requested the Chameleon VML coating on top, as well as the 8mm puck attachment on the bottom. Everything came correctly, no mistakes or anything like that, no quality control concerns or anything like that. And playing incredibly well out of the box. I've had mine for about a week now, playing it every day, and I've had no concerns about any quality control issues that you sometimes get with companies or different products out of the box. Maybe damage in shipment or just factory defects, stuff like that. We haven't seen any of that. So again, big shout out to OffWorld on that topic. Before I go into my first impressions, I want to go ahead and play a little tune for you guys so you can hear the overall sound of the pad. I've got an SM57 pretty close here, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of what it sounds like in person. So the first thing you'll notice after hearing that recording, this is a very firm pad, by far the firmest pad I've played in my life. And that's not a bad thing. I've always felt confident playing on rubber pads or softer pads. My playing's very high, elevated, and I feel generally confident in playing on those pads. Now I've noticed once I transition to a full snare drum, my playing becomes very timid and I tend to overcompensate for the rigidity of a Kevlar head. This negates that to a certain degree, especially at home when you're practicing and don't necessarily have access to playing on a snare drum. I get that feeling of playing on a snare drum of, we'll say, not no response, but very little response from the actual head itself. This is a good thing for me because I get to, have that feeling of playing on a snare drum and boosting that confidence and playing my scores that I'm playing in the setting that I'm actually going to play them on competition day. With that being said, I wouldn't learn on this pad, learn rudiments or learn scores or adjust the technicality of my hand movements or anything like that. I would reserve that for a pad that's a little more forgiving, but in competition preparation, say a week leading up to the competition or on game day itself, I would definitely recommend this pad for focusing on that snare drum feeling and really tightening in and honing in on the sounds you want on the snare drum. And that's exactly why we purchased these at the North Coast Pipe Band Drum Corps for game days in preparation for competitions. The pad's very unforgiving. You can't hide behind this in a course setting. You're going to hear every discrepancy in a course setting. You're going to hear every mistake and every timing difference, which is why we wanted them. We wanted to have the best sound possible on game days for preparation when we're not playing on snares, or even just in regular practices when we're not on snares but want to be in a core and really hone in on that sound that we want. So this is the first setting that we have, 8mm puck attachment on the bottom connected to a cymbal stand. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on a mount so we can see what it looks like on a harness. So here we are with the 8mm puck on the pad mount made by Garrett's Craftworks called the Hammer. Very well made by Garrett, no complaints whatsoever. And I am wearing a Randall-made Jim Kilpatrick harness. With this setup and the feeling of a snare drum I described before, the rigidity of the pad, I think this is what really sets it apart from other pads out there. A lot of pads attach to pad mounts, but you still feel like you're playing on a pad. You may be standing up and you may have that feeling in the arm adjustment and everything like that of playing on a pad. But the playing itself, I really feel like I'm playing on a snare drum here. And I know that's cliche to say about pads a lot of the time, but it's really indescribable. I was very uncomfortable playing it at first, I'm going to be honest. And it mirrored the uncomfortable feeling I get when I hop on a drum after weeks of practicing on a pad. So it felt good to know that I was overcoming that uncomfortable feeling at home while practicing on this pad. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl and show you what it's like on the harness. Clicks right in. Magnets are very sturdy. You're not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, you can adjust tilt and all sorts of things like that. So let's go. And there it is. This is invaluable, I think, for individuals and drum corps looking to prepare better and get ready for competitions better. As I mentioned before, you're not going to hide behind the pad in a corps setting and an individual setting. You're going to feel like you're playing on a drum. And in my opinion, it will translate to when you actually play on the drum. So hopefully that was informative. Please reach out with any questions, comments, or concerns, and keep on drumming. Thanks.